A Night of the Seven Kingdoms episode Hard Salt Beef, and we saw Sir Duncan the Tall realize he has to actually go out there and compete. Going around embarrassing himself, hoping that one of these lords and knights remembers Sir Arlen so they can vouch for him and put him in the tourney. Unfortunately, Duncan's moving how knighthood should work. He's a knight, he's going to these other knights, and he just needs them to vouch for him. Because why would a knight come up to you and lie about you knowing his former master? In doing so, we did get to see a great flashback showing Sir Arlen getting a different perspective than we did in the first episode. From seeing the bad side of Sir Arlen to the good side, the thick side, the long side. Hopefully we all got to understand why this was the man that Sir Dunk chose to follow. I appreciate Egg telling Dunk like, yo man, you can't let these lords talk to you, but then you can understand how Egg is so naive. He's like, why don't you just ride into the list, because you're a knight, go out there, beat people in the tourney, and you know, everything's gonna be okay, but it's not. That's how the stories work, not how the real world works. Real world's got lords, ladies, kings, queens, and the dragon folk, because House Targaryen has finally made it on the scene officially. Did they have to embarrass Prince Maekar like this? No, but was it hilarious? Yes, and I understand why he's so salty. When his brother's on his horse in front of him, the speech person is like, yeah, man, that's Prince Baelor, man. He's the hand of the king, Prince of Dragonstone, and heir to the Iron Throne. And what is Prince Maekar right here? He just here. This was a good way of showing just because he is a prince, just because he is the Lord of Summerhall, does not mean he is also not in someone's shadow at some point. It's going to be something to see as we go on through this season and in this episode. But I think we all can agree that Prince Baelor is the only Targaryen that we need. We also get an introduction to Prince Aerion Targaryen, because when he comes rolling in, he mistakes Dunk for, you know, one of the little horsemen. And Dunk had to like put his shoulders back for once and say, no, I don't work in the stable. I am a knight. Did Prince Aerion still make fun of him? Yes, but Dunk was able to stand up for himself, and I appreciate that. He took that lesson from Lionel Baratheon in the first episode to heart. Escape out. He took that lesson to heart. This is another plot point that I love about Dunk, and what we'll see in the later seasons is he always finds himself in some crazy situation. He saw a servant girl go through a secret passage, so what does this man do? He follows her. Why would you do that? I don't know. He ends up listening to a meeting that involves Prince Maekar, Prince Baelor, the Lord of Ashford, and Plummer, the person he's trying to convince to let him in the tourney. And our boy behind us is concerned. 2 of his sons are missing. They're supposed to come to the tourney ahead of them, but they ain't here. Everyone kind of keeps brushing it off like, oh, they'll turn up. Don't worry about it. We'll find them. It's going to be okay. This is where I got to ask the question. Would they have said that if it was Prince Baelor's son? I don't think they would. Maekar is the 4th son, and they really ain't worried about it. Like, it's gonna work out. He got extra mad because look who was accidentally eavesdropping on this conversation. Prince Baelor was here and understood that Dunk was here to try to get in the tourney and was willing to hear him out. Because what are the chances that the crown prince, the heir to the Iron Throne, would remember a hedge knight he fought, and not even fought, they were in a tourney together one time. It was 15 years ago, but he remembered that gave Dunk a little quiz, Dunk passed, and he finally got to be in the tourney. Appreciate Plummer being back there like, all right, man, I see you. Now you can leave. You can exit now. The prince did give Dunk one more order, and that's that he had to change the coat of arms on the shield because technically he is not of the blood of Sir Arlen. I don't think that should matter because as we realize at the end of the episode, and that Dunk realizes like, hey, man, it doesn't matter that I am not of Sir Arlen's blood. He is Sir Arlen's legacy. Everything that Sir Arlen was, everything that he learned in this world, he tried to impart on Dunk. I think he should be able to keep the winged chalice, but unfortunately, things changed. I could do a whole video on this, but it was cool. We went back to the puppet show. We saw Tansel Too Tall and her uncle and all the whole puppetry people in their rendition of the story Sir Florian the Fool. If you learn anything from this scene, I think we all got to remember that all men are knights and all men are fools where women are concerned. That's true. That's true. That is immediately put to the test when we see Dunk and Egg talking to Tansel. Our big man introduced himself as, you know, Sir Duncan the Tall. And she's like, oh yeah, the boys used to call me tall, Tansel Too Tall. And he's like, whoa, you not too tall for me. And like, too tall for me for what, Dunk? For what, Dunk? You should have kept that in your head. Because in the books, he says that in his head, doesn't have to say that out loud, but since he said it out loud, everyone's like, yeah, let's change the subject. They do because they realize she's good at painting and Dunk needs a new sigil painted on his shield. That seems like a 1 + 1 = 2. And he's paying her for the work. As we all come to learn, if there's anything Sir Dunk knows is how to be flustered. He's over here trying to think of a sigil. He's like, hey man, I need it like to be like a sunset. And even Egg's helping. He's like, let's put a tree, a shooting star. Can we do something with that? Tensel's like, don't worry, I got you, so I can't wait to see what she comes up with to represent our night. We get this great scene with Dunk and Egg reflecting on their conversation we had with Tensel. Did Dunk embarrass himself? Yes. Does he have a chance with her? No, not at the present day. Egg tries to bond with Dunk and talk about some of the things he's concerned about, like, hey, everyone always calling him small, puny, and worrying if he's going to be able to live up to the standards of knighthood and be a great warrior, a great knight. And Dunk just tells him, yeah, and people used to call me stupid. Did that help that situation right there? No. But I like that interaction between them. I like how they were doing that. Is Dunk stupid? No. But is he the brightest bulb in the box? Shout out to Lord Lionel Baratheon. He saw our two over there and was like, hey, big old hedge knight, need you on my tug of war team. I believe the main purpose of this scene was just to show us how strong Sir Duncan the Tall is. And our boy is meaty and strong, but not as thick as Sir Arlen. And later that evening, we get introduced to one of the best characters in all of this novella, and that is Steely Pate the blacksmith. He's out here trying to negotiate, trying to make a deal happen, and it's not happening because our boy is broke. Because Dunk is so earnest and so just honest about what he wants, what he needs, and what he's willing to do to make it happen. Steely Pate looked this man in the eyes like, listen, I'll make you a deal, come with the money a little later, put down a deposit, I'll work with you. How can you turn down that face? Look at him, just look at him. Unfortunately, Dunk has to sell our beloved horse behind me, Sweetfoot, so he can pay for the armor from Steely Pate. I had truly become bonded to Sweetfoot, but I understand sometimes you truly have to bet on yourself, and Sir Duncan the Tall is betting on himself in this tourney. Like I'm betting on myself right now in real life. You gotta do what you gotta do. And finally, the moment we've been building up to for the last two episodes happens, and the tourney is about to start. You even get to see a member of House Tully as he rides up and down, getting the crowd hyped as he bites the head off a fish. I thought that was weird because the fish is the sigil of House Tully, but hey man, you gotta get the crowd hyped, get it on your side any way you can, do what you gotta do. I like how all the Targaryen princes have really taken center stage. Like, where is the Lord of Ashford? Just pushed to the back. Hey, and this tourney is supposed to be placed his daughter's birthday. Where's she at? She back down somewhere. We know who the star of this whole thing is. We'll say this, in terms of the Game of Thrones universe, this one charging scene was probably some of the best jousting we have seen on the small screen. You telling me we're gonna get more of this tourney? Sign me up. But we see Dunk start to get a little bit of a panic attack because I think he's realizing that he has to go out here and compete. He has to do all these crazy tricks that he is seeing. Like, oh, are y'all gonna expect that out of me? Can I do that? I've never done that before. Now I'm gonna be expecting myself to go out there and do it for the first time. He's also realizing that if Sir Arlen was that great of a knight, how come nobody remembers him? Do great knights, are they really hedge knights? Sir Arlen wasn't that great of a knight and he trained me. Is that going to affect me? Am I really that great of a knight if that was the standard? Don't worry about it. You are the old man's legacy. All he would ever want you to do is to go out there, do your best, be the best you can be, and you would make him proud. I think this was another banger of an episode. And it was cool to see Sir Dunk the whole time. He's doing a little better. First, he realizes he does get to be an attorney. He gets to meet some of the members of the royal family. Then he just created a coat of arms or a sigil for himself, and he got to talk to the girl he liked. Did he do a good job of that? No, but he got to do it. And he got a new set of armor. Everything was up. He was good. He was Gucci. Until he realized, oh, I gotta go out there and do the thing. I believe in Sir Duncan Tall and the journey he's going on. Hopefully y'all do too. Make sure y'all leave a comment for your boy, like this video, and because we always got to remember to watch